we are again. Yes, again and again. Today, we are going to continue this path, this journey of yours up and above that life of just surviving to a life of thriving. And we've come off a week. If you listen to the last couple podcasts in sequence, we've come off a week of sedation. Talking about sedation. It started with your cell phone, and your cell phone as that trap. Potentially that trap that I had you consider putting some parameters on. I had you consider actually shutting it down because it was killing you. It was killing your relationships. It was killing your productivity. It was killing your life in small bits at a time. You see, sedation doesn't happen just overnight. Sedation is a slow drip. It is that IV of distraction that takes you down bit by bit. It is like getting addicted to a drug or addicted to alcohol or tobacco. You see, it doesn't happen overnight. Addicted to any sort of chemical like that starts a little bit at a time. If you went out and smoked today, you're not going to be addicted. For your first time, if you smoke today, you're not going to be evicted. You probably would be evicted, but you're not going to be addicted. The concept of vaping today is not going to be like, wow, your body's chemically dependent on whatever you put in there, the nicotine, the marijuana, whatever. You see, addictions happen with time. They're like habits. And so it goes with your phone, and we were talking about how you can actually access so much at just a fingertip. You can get so much information. But most don't use it that way. We're actually scrolling through other people's lives, Instagram, Facebook, 40 plus days a year. And so the concept was to set parameters for that. And so we already covered that. We also went into what Calif has done. The People's Republic of Calif, California, has vaccinated their kids now without choice, meaning that they've made the decision to vaccinate, to put a substance into your kids without the parents being able to say yes or no. But this came off of sedation, and I had suggested that sedation had led to this. And it literally has. The people in California have become so sedated that they cannot see the implications that this has. And in their search for security, in their wants for a government to take care of them, they have lost their liberties. And this will go further and further. I've said this. And it will infiltrate. Other communities, potentially other states, will actually follow suit. They will follow suit because this is the sedation of people. People are giving up their rights because they're so sedated and they can't see through it. Okay, but what do you do about this? Let's move forward and talk about a tip and a trick today. I just read a quote that enthusiasm begets enthusiasm. That's right. So enthusiasm ignites or births more enthusiasm. You see, Marin and I have built a life around travel, built a life around seeing incredible things. And that's what we actually try to do. A vacation for us is going to be able to set a scene to be able to inhale as much as we can inhale that is awesome. Like beyond awesome. Like epic, outstanding. These are concepts and words that when we look to do something, that's what it's going to be. And in this, we ignite enthusiasm. And in enthusiasm, we get to come back to a world that we are enthusiastic about. And then we get to ignite people around us with enthusiasm. We get to ignite our kids with enthusiasm. Heck, we even take our kids like we did last year to Austria to ignite enthusiasm in them. They still talk about it to this day. A year later, hey, do you remember when? Yes, I do. Wasn't that cool? Yes. And so your body and your nervous system, and this is the whole sedation concept, your body, more specifically your nervous system, is your sensory in. It is your hearing. It is your sight. It is your taste. It is your feel. It is your sensory in by which your body processes and is able to express out. We have this concept that we talk about quite often. Garbage in equals garbage out. What you take in your body will be expressed out. If it's garbage that you're bringing in, your body, you guessed it, is expressing garbage. If you incredibly inhale, and we're not talking like they're doing in California, okay? We're talking about inhale with these senses, amazing, incredible, outstanding things, then what is your body going to express? Amazing, incredible, outstanding things. So garbage in, garbage out, but amazing in, amazing out. Which would you rather have? So when we set up our senses, to inhale things. Why not set up the senses to inhale incredible things? So let me give you an example. And you have to consider this in your own world. If I'm going to read something, it's not going to be trash. It's going to be a book that ignites something in me, enthusiasm. I'm going to read a book that has incredible information. If it does not serve that, I put it down, I'm going to go. If I'm going to read something on my phone, it's going to add value to my life. It's going to be something of impact. Because when I'm inhaling, my eyes are consuming. I don't want garbage. I don't want to flip through Facebook and Instagram and inhale like, oh my gosh, look at that person just ran, 872 miles. I should do that. Well, what is that? Is it a negative cycle of me comparing myself to everybody else and what they're doing and what I should be doing versus me comparing myself to me and me saying I should be doing what I want to be doing? What serves me? You see, when I actually taste something, I go to taste something amazing. If I'm traveling, I'm checking out some of the best restaurants, some of the best chefs that are out there to see, like an artist, to inhale what they've put forth, to taste it, to experience it, to have something different. My queen always laughs at me, is like, oh my gosh, when you travel, like even in Europe, I'm like, sure. Wild boar, got it. Raw deer, sure, take it. Let's try it. That's what they eat over here. Let's do it. That's what you recommend. Okay, we'll try it. And so I'm adventurous on this because it ignites my enthusiasm. If we get a chance, I'm going to see some incredible art. Instead of, a movie, I'd rather go to a museum and learn something about natural history or consume some incredible art. If I go back to France, if I go back to Paris specifically, it's only one reason, and that is to consume incredible food, which they still have, and the Louvre, incredible art and history. How about the music that you listen to? This is a true story. I read a study that bass, like heavy bass, like you'd find in rap, actually sucks the oxygen out of the air. And they were using bass to actually put fires out, like these big bass things, and to put fires out. The concept is that you might be asphyxiating yourself with the music that you're listening to. The bass in certain stupid rap songs is literally sucking the oxygen out of your car. Every time I hear a car go by, it's boom, 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 boom. I'm like, that person's, their brain is actually low on oxygen. And they're getting stupider by the minute. The concept of rap versus a classical piece written by Mozart, a musical genius. You're going to play Mozart, baby Mozart for your baby, for your infant, and then listen to rap for yourself. Interesting, isn't it? So, ladies and gentlemen, the tip and the trick out of sedation is you create some parameters, you create some guidelines from how you sedate, and start to create some space in that. Look, I'm putting down my phone. I'm not spending 40 plus days on Facebook. What do I do? Well, how about filling it up with your senses, what you see, what you read, what you taste, what you hear, all has an impact on what you express. And so if you find yourself expressing anger and frustrations of what you are not because you're sifting through Facebook or Instagram constantly on this thing, oh, did you see what so-and-so did? Versus talking about processes and ideas and amazing bits of history, of creation, of what people have done in the past that you could learn from, and start creating yourself. You see, sedation is what people use to squelch their own creativity. Sedation is what people do to flog themselves from being great. Why would you ever do that? But we do consistently. So today's tip and trick to get you out of a life of just surviving is to get into the concept of inhaling amazing. Garbage in, garbage out. But out of sedation, out of that garbage, you start to fill your world with incredible, with outstanding, with even epic. What would that look like? And what would your body begin to express? What would your body begin to exude? Do you want to express greatness? Do you want to express outstanding, epic? Then it's got to start with what you consume in. That's the tip and the trick today. Out of a week of discussion of sedation, out of the hole, out of the pit, out of the darkness of sedation, births enthusiasm for life. In love and in light, bringing you tips and tricks every day. Talk to you tomorrow.